Alright, we are recording. The oximeter was just acting very weird, so I actually started the recording. I had to stop it because it was acting up, but I took it off, put it back on. Hopefully it's better. That heart rate is almost certainly wrong, though. I know when I get stressed, my heart rate does go up, but that's not right. And actually, I can see it. It's coming back down. So, yeah, continuing in Deus Ex Mankind Divided. I vaguely remember where I was. It's actually I didn't record yesterday because it was hot and like windows open, fan going, did not make a difference. It was just hot. And I did not want to pump more heat into the room by doing a recording. It's also just kind of nice to take the day off in that regard. And now I'm just trying to do something else quickly. Okay. Alright.
Very interesting.
Thank you.
I heard a bunch of runaways live down in the sewers. Formed their own.
Yeah, so where am I going? I mean, like, I vaguely remember. I just...
Can't be real.
Well, nah, I'll keep going this way.
Isn't it just
I don't really know what more I can talk about, but yeah, I took yesterday off.
every bomb?
But today, I mean, it still is warmer, but it's not, like, oppressively warm. Is this right? Okay. Don't do that. Don't have a gun just in a locker sitting there, completely accessible to any and all persons. I mean, come on. You don't know who might be, you know, coming around, calling through vents, being weird that way. I think I just came in through the back. Yeah. The very place I'm trying to get to. Leave it. That I will take. I think I already have one, so it would stack. And I can just sell it. Oh, lovely. A hidden shotgun. I mean, one thing I can talk about, because it's actually, yeah, yesterday, mostly what I was spending my time thinking about. Here we go. I'm sure that's actually what I was looking for. I'm trying to remember how much of it I may have already talked about. I know I was talking about how I might back off on doing these recordings, at least as regularly. I mean, we'll see. That's just, it's a weird thing. It's a whole weird situation. Yeah, what is... There's a door there. I need to... figure out how to open it. Oh! Yeah, the oximeter is acting up. No, it isn't. Okay, I do not know. I really do not know. There. If the oximeter dies, by the way, I can't get a replacement. They don't make them anymore. And everything today is like, just for connecting to phones via Bluetooth. Okay. But the thing I might try doing is another YouTube channel to focus mainly on promoting my stories, my books. With a special focus on science fiction. So I was working some on that yesterday. I had an idea for a title, for a name for the channel, but I still need to think on that some more. Yes. See, this is a situation where having the vision would be helpful. 'Cause, I mean, I can see the door there. I just don't see how I'm supposed to interact with it. Yeah, the door of perception. There has to be some trigger for it. I just do not remember where. I didn't see anything. It's not mentioned in the email. Or on the, pocket secretary thing. I might just need to look it up. Yeah, let's just do that. Oh, yeah. Wait, I thought I looked at that. Nope, apparently not. Ooh. Okay. Actually, hang. Quick save, now do that. Interesting. Okay, so that's kind of what I suspected. Unfortunately, I have no ability to hack that, and I don't seem to know the code. Like, I legitimately cannot hack that. And I just want to check the name of it. Yeah, Neon Knights. Neon Knights safe code. Ladies and gentlemen, unlock the door. Inside the safe, you'll find various things. Alright. I'm sorry, I don't feel like coming back to this, so... Wait. What? Either use a multi tool or hack it. Okay, so I guess there is a pocket secretary in it. It gives that... Okay, oh boy. So I have to come back. I can't actually complete this one. Oh well. At least not at the moment. Oh, that's annoying. Everything else... Okay, that might actually be in this area then. Damn it.
Individuals who fail to comply will be arrested and relocated to designated on-only locations. People lost their lives due to malfunctioning augmentation.
So anyway, I guess going back, so I'm not just silent here, enjoying the game. The idea that occurred to me for a title for this other channel I may try starting, because as I said, it's... While it's gonna be to, like, promote my books and such, the special focus will be on the science fiction. On science fiction stuff I've done. And honestly, I mean, trying to come up with a name for it has not been easy. And some of the other stuff, because I don't do scripted, and it would kind of lend itself to scripted. I mean, it's really not that easy. I still want to try. Still definitely want to try, but the idea I had, and it's basically the only good idea I've had for a title for it, and hopefully I will make the thing before before this goes live and anyone can try stealing it from me. Just riffing off of the scientific method by calling it the fiction method. Which I have a feeling is still a bit esoteric. People wouldn't get that at first glance, but it's like, you know... as I said, it's the best way I could think of that's like kind of short and pithy. It's just, you know, not necessarily immediately obvious. It does have that weakness. But it's just, I mean, it's not that easy to think of something, because there's also the fact I do want it to be not limited to science fiction. The focus will be on the science fiction, because that's probably most of what people would be interested in. So, look, I guess I should also explain that the idea would be to, like, go through my science fiction initially. I have some ideas for going past it, but let me get to that a little later. Well, basically, it would be going through my science fiction, because some of it I, really did take the time to think about, okay, how would this function, how can I explain it?
All of them occurring after.
And kind of, sort of, if I can't explain it, I'm not going to use it. Okay, that is, like, legitimately how I do kind of approach some of this stuff. And in fact, I do consider it necessary for it to be science fiction that there is some amount of explanation for it. Versus fantasy. And it's like, magic doesn't need an explanation. It works because it's magic. But, to use Deus Ex here as the,
And now for a close.
as an example, though I kind of wish I could, zoom out, have a third-person view for the time being. Nope. You do come back here. I think there is actually a mission that takes you in here. A side mission, but yeah.
Journalist's own, however, is the damage.
But it's like, how does his body work? How do his augments work? It's like, okay, well, there is an actual... Square Enix likely has an actual explanation. If nothing else, just things like, okay, well, it cannot be just metal. That would be too heavy and uncomfortable for him, but it could be using composites in these places, other things in these places, and so on. Just something to make it reasonable. And that is like, reasonability is, to me, a key aspect to science fiction. It's actually really interesting because when I've stopped and thought about some of this in other contexts, because, okay, this is going to sound weird, but just, go with me. The Criterion Collection is... They kind of do two things. One is they will just... Movies of... I'm not sure what their criteria is, let's just say importance. I mean, that's accurate, but it's by whatever their standards are. Movies of importance to them, they will actually have, they will give them a number and add them to their Criterion collections, to their collection, to their library. They also make, at least for some, I don't know if it always, like, the only way it can be part of the collection is if they can also, like, produce some sort of media for it, whether it's DVD or Blu-ray. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what their requirements necessarily are for that, but it's still, they will, make those. And I went through what they offer a while ago, and I noticed something. They have a certain lack of science fiction, which seems very odd, because there's certainly many significant...
Just a moment, I'm trying to help another...
There's certainly many significant science fiction movies that it's like, should be on such a list. But I have a theory. I think that one reason for something like Criterion to exist is for various classic movies to still get attention. Okay? Because there are certainly some there are plenty of classic movies that do get forgotten, for various reasons. But, I mean, it's like if... Oh, wait, maybe I can't. Where am I? Oh, okay, I see that. But I mean, it's like, a movie like Metropolis, that did get special attention, but that was a different company. But The Forbidden Planet is very much a classic and a significant, very significant science fiction movie. Like, it had impact on cinema. Alien is just a straight-up classic and such, but Criterion doesn't have those. And I kind of speculate that I think it's because science fiction has a little bit better endurance than many other movies. It's like one movie that I do have the Criterion version of is Arsenic and Old Lace, which is a fantastically funny movie. I definitely recommend it. It is simply hilarious. Now, it being recorded, I think there's a cutscene, that's why I paused. It being recorded and promoted by being part of the Criterion Collection makes sense, but if I mention Alien, chances are a lot of people know what I'm talking about. I mention Arsenic and Old Lace. Chances are a lot of you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, which is a shame. It's a very good movie. I'm not comparing directly, but it is a very good movie. I think that science fiction has the advantage of technically, because the nature of science fiction is to present a world that can be real, that because of that, it survives a little better.
You're heading into TF-29 already?
Our enemies aren't waiting around while we lick our wounds.
Fair enough. There'll be a data port on the NSN's motherboard. Access it and then just plug and play. Or plug and record in this case.
Got it. I'll let you know when it's done.
Okay. So... yeah. So, it's like Alien, yeah, it does kind of show a dystopic future. But it still is something that, you can look at that and see a future. And see something that we aren't there yet. Whereas it's great. The Lord of the Rings trilogy from Peter Jackson. It's great fantasy films. Really are. Truly, truly well done works of cinema, right? But there is an element of, well, that isn't real, never is, never will be. I think that science fiction does have a certain appeal, long-lasting appeal, because it could be real. You might not want Alien to be real, that's fair. But there is still a greater recognizability, or at least a provocative nature to science fiction that it can be. I'm like, even this. Yes, Deus Ex is somewhat dystopic as well. I don't want it to be real in various ways, but I think that there is like a event or something in one of these. That's why I'm actually looking, by the way. Okay. I don't see anything, but I think that I still think there is some sort of secret access. Anyhow, yeah, I think that it has that advantage there, and that helps it endure. And going back to my point with the whole thing of science fiction being reasonable, you can't have that experience of this is this can be real, that this can provoke you to think of these things becoming real. You can't have that unless it is reasonable, unless it can be understood and grasped on as being real. And that is a criterion to me. A criteria to me that is very important. So
Listen up, team.
I have those explanations, and I actually gave a presentation where I went through a bunch of them. For a science group, the Society of Physics students at my alma mater, because I am actually still involved with it. Okay. I think I do end up with keys and passwords for a lot of this. Or I could just hack. Not going to, though. Not yet. But yeah, so kind of focus on that. But I do also have the idea, although we got this now, so...
Adam, you're here. You made it in. It's good to see you're okay.
Hey, Aria, yeah, it was a close call. I got lucky. A lot of people didn't.
I was here working when the first...
Oh, I did not realize I would pause it. I actually just wanted to make sure the oximeter
chaos.
was
Phones
viewable,
ringing off
the graph.
People yelling, scrambling to find out what was going on. Then when Miller told me you were there,
I'm alright.
Just gotta drink water, too.
Good. You looking for him? Because he's tied up right now and meeting with Leon, I think.
Really? He's using the NSN right now?
Yeah, I just saw him. Oh, hey, that reminds me, here's yours.
What's this?
The card for the shooting range. Chang changed all the codes this morning, said something about only giving access to people he's vetted personally. The bombing really freaked him out. Third one in 6 months, can you believe it? I'm really glad you're okay.
Thanks, Arya. I'll let you get back to what you were doing.
Yeah, I better get back downstairs. It's gonna be a busy day. Come by later if you want to talk.
Copy that.
But yeah, so one idea that I also have for that channel, depending on how, well, if it's successful at all, and also just how much I might enjoy doing it, is, yeah. This is what I actually wanted, though.
Did you go to Singh's memorial? No.
Fine.
Got it. He was still one of us, and he died for a future we all believe in. I know, but still. Felt like I didn't believe.
But potentially I might look at some science fiction from other things and just try to analyze its own theory. I could, like, do that for this game. And very much I could, because the way I keep the files, from this I could pull out just the game portion and edit things down. Although there's a different, I actually kind of like to do that to the Talisman Soul 2, because I think that story is crap. Well, no, I shouldn't put it quite like that. It has so many problems, so like really frustrating problems.
Around the clock, around the world. Always watching.
And so I do kind of like the idea of like replaying it to get as much as I can clean, because I already did play through it, but that was with the context of with a review, and so I was pausing and getting
I do not need to
pausing to get my commentary, so like something without commentary and then cutting it up later.
I hear you're on point looking into the gold mask mercs that hit us into...
Christ, I know I'm good, Jensen.
A lot can happen in 5 minutes, McCready. You check with the ME yet?
Leftovers are on ice at the Oman substation. I've been told they were scrubbed clean as summer whites. No prints, no...
So in other words, it's no steps forward.
And it's a fact made especially fucking infuriating because...
No arguments here.
Oh, good. Glad we agree on one thing, at least. Now,
Yeah. But...
fuck knows. Rumor is that Oman was pissed that we got the green light for the gig in the first place. Can't blame him.
You don't think it's strange we got the call over them?
I stopped questioning the logic of the big noise a long time ago. What I'm told is we were the only...
Yeah, that's what I...
So then you know what I know.
How the hell did you get such a sunny...
Knowing about me is not going to make us friends, Jensen.
Special Reconnaissance Regiment?
Oh yeah, it's very glamorous.
So what happened?
After 12 years hunting terrorist shipbirds across every desert on the face...
So what brought you back?
I suppose it was purpose. A tool without a job to do can only grow rust.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll see.
when they rig the electric.
But yeah, so as I was saying, I think that also analyzing science fiction and other things could be a fun experience, depending on what it is. I think I'd probably also do movies like Alien. Like, there is actually one specific scene in Alien that I would like to take the time to look at and be like, yeah, this doesn't really make sense. This isn't how that should be working, you know, for this reasons. But it's one of those things where it's like, I would be doing not as a full-throated criticism. Alien, I like Alien, okay? I do. I think that's a very good movie. But there is one, well, yeah. I do have one complaint, though. Like, there's, like, one actual, why did they do this? When, I don't remember, it's been a while since I've watched it.
Last night, the collective...
When the captain is in the vents and the alien attacks him,
Jensen, we need to talk.
I just make jokes about how it literally looks like the alien, the way it's finally illuminated, how it reaches its hands out is like, hug me! And it's just that I can't help but like laugh at that scene, even though it's like, yeah, the dude just got viciously killed. But it's like, hug me!
Janus relies on public perception.
And now let's talk to him.
Jensen, I heard about
We're fine.
the police station, the train station.
No one knows where we are. There's no...
That's where you're wrong. They're trying to pull the lid off of us, Jensen, or someone is.
Our building's front company.
I wish it was fake. Miller's got me cleaning up telecam footage from the attack to help figure out.
You think someone's figured out that the company's a front?
We have a lot of enemies. The people who bombed the train station. You don't.
I'm gonna need more information.
I don't know for sure that our cover's been blown, but if it has, we need to know before our enemies have a chance to do something.
What can you tell me about...
Praha Dovos was designed to be forgettable. The kind of place.
It obviously caught someone's attention.
My guess, we dismantle and disappear. Agents go into hiding, Director burrows into some hole.
I mean, to be fair, though, the front company should be so freaking clean that there is no threat. I mean, let's be realistic.
Hacker.
At first, I thought it might be the Collective.
But you're not convinced.
Not Janus's style to leave crumbs this big. But whoever it is, they risk exposing us. If the Collective ever found out where...
Maybe Janus knows.
Hey, don't say shit like that!
I mean, it's also kind of stupid because, yes, it is a business, but you have people walking in and not coming out for many hours. The building isn't that big. So you'd actually realistically need multiple entrances in there such that it's reasonable. I mean, it's like a Stargate SG-1, another science fiction example. The explanation there is the base is actually beneath NORAD. So the fact that there's a bunch of military personnel going in and staying for days at a time is not unreasonable.
You really think there's a risk here? Maybe someone's just...
If someone points a gun at me,
Such as?
everything depends on who they are and what they know. But we're in the business...
TF-20...
Sure. More importantly, Chang likes being in one piece. Unlike you, I don't just... I need you to find out as much as you can about our...
Alright.
I traced our hacker snoop to an unrented apartment. Top floor, 33 Hlavny.
You're kidding. It's never that simple.
Just get into that apartment. Access the computer they...
I'll look into it.
Okay. Yeah, so that I might try doing stuff like that. Although, as I was saying with Talos Principle 2, that would also just be a, yeah, the storytelling here sucks. I'm gonna call it out. I mean, no, legitimately, it's quite poor. The way I put it in the review was, and I don't remember if I've talked about this previously or not, was basically that it feels like it sets things up. There are things it sets up but never pays off. Things it pays off that were never set up. So you got inconsistencies like that. You've also got situations where, and sorry, I'm also being distracted by the game. Where my brain is trying to turn itself off on me. Situation where things are just badly written, so you don't actually know what they're talking about, or it's like things are. But one of the things is, you at the start of the game is you wake up, you encounter the very first new human that you've ever encountered, at all. You've basically just been born. She has a number on her chest, 303. Everybody has the numbers, okay, identifying when they were made. Well, the order in which they were made, I should say. 303. And she says, as you can see by my number, I'm rather old. How do I know that? There's legitimately zero reason to know that. Because you don't know how quickly the bodies are made and the AI are prepared to go into it. There is nothing to explain that at all. Period. Entire game. You have almost no sense of how old, well, how much time has passed since the end of the first game. Okay, there's like nothing. It's like, oh yeah, you just know this. How would I know this? I literally have you have seen me open my eyes for the first time, and you're telling me. And it's like, oh yeah, you already know this. What? So yeah, I kind of want to do that. Go through that, and that would be the. I did save. That would be the place for it. For doing such an analysis.
Anomaly detected.
This is not good.
Initiated. Access granted.
Okay. It's one. And I can't, because it is a level too high for me. But at least I did get that information. Okay, you know what? I think that this will trigger... Yes, I've already been in here. Because I think that this will trigger cutscene. I'll stop the video now. Stop this video. It's a little bit early. But yeah, so I'm thinking about doing stuff like that. I don't know. So much of it will depend on if it is at all successful. Probably won't be because it's me. But also just how much energy I may have for it. How much I want to do some of that stuff. It would probably... The focus would be going through my science fiction, but I do think looking at others is good because if you're going to write, you have to... If you're going to write a story, if you're going to do any kind of storytelling, I do think you need to look at other stories and be critical of them, including stories that you like. That I do think is very important. That it's like how I said it. I like Alien. There is at least one piece of science fiction. There's actually several in there. Well, two. The one, but there are two I know I can think of where it's like, yeah, that's not how that would work. But I mean, it's okay to notice those. And it's like it doesn't detract from the movie. But it is okay, if I ever wanted to do something similar to Alien, I'm going to try to avoid those same mistakes. And it's like, you do need to, that is valid, so I do think that on such a channel, giving such criticism of other science fiction would be valid. It's just, kind of exploring how it is part of my process, or at least part of what I see as the process for writing stories, for coming up with this stuff. So yeah, I think that could be fun. Could be interesting. We'll just see. Plus, I could use it for just more generally talking about other stories that I do. Not limited just to my science fiction stories either. Which is why I think that the title that I did give earlier, that what came to me was, I don't know, I'll give it some more thought, of the fiction method. It does kind of work for other forms of fiction than just science fiction. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. We shall see. We shall see what ends up happening. But for now, I shall see you next time.